You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Angel Reese. We got some interesting comments by way of one of the greatest players in the history of the WNBA, a multiple-time MVP, Candace Parker, who was on some podcast with Jamel Hill. Okay. Anyway, she was on there, and Tyler Marsh came up. As you can imagine, there are Angel Reese fans right now that are shredding Tyler Marsh. You know what? Something I'm just going to come out and say. Do you notice how much the sky changed as a team when Courtney Vandersloot got injured? I've got a theory. I believe the deflation of that Chicago Sky team the other day, and there was no way in hell they were ever winning that game, nor do I think it was going to be anything less than about an 18 or 20-point loss. But it's pretty clear. Those players on that team do not believe Angel Reese is the best player on that team. It was Courtney Vandersloot, as far as those players are concerned. And when they lost their best player, you could feel the deflation come out of it. It was a wrap. I mean, it was not only a wrap, but it was like, now we're going to slaughter here. I mean, they're on the trailer headed towards the yikes. I mean, it's not good. It's not good, right? So Candace Parker, right here, 2-time MVP, 7-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champ. Angel Reese, not. Now, she's only been in the league 2 years. I get it, but you get my point. Angel is shooting 30.9% from the field. Wow. 12 rebounds, 9.1 points a game, right? This was something I did not cover, but I wanted to talk about it for half a second. This is that travel from Angel Reese, because Caitlin Clark had a
with the hand up. Her hands were down, and Howard knocked it down, and that is a travel.
Reese drags the pivot foot, gives the ball back to Indiana.
That with the hand up. Her hands were down, and Howard knocked it down, and that is a travel.
Reese drags the pivot foot, gives the ball back to Indiana.
The crowd. You think Caitlin Clark's not fired up? She's fired up. Bless her heart. You know how bad she probably wanted to get on the floor and play that game? She was probably thinking, I could have dropped 45 tonight. I mean, honestly, I could have dropped 45 tonight. So, couple of different things. Candace Parker talks about Caitlin Clark. Before we get into that, though, let's get to her and Tyler Marsh, because he's getting trashed by the fan base of Angel Reese. And you can tell Candace is not having it. Not having it. Well, you got to remember, there's certain players in sports that can eventually get the moniker of coach killer. All right? It's a player that the media and or their fan base, sometimes a cult-like fan base, props a player up into superstar status when really they're not a superstar, and the team doesn't get any better, and the franchise keeps trying coach after coach after coach, and because they can't seem that player can't seem to elevate the team, your coaches start getting fired. When they're not looking at the one common denominator, which is the player is not good. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Here we go.
At her game. Let's just have a basketball conversation about Angel Reese. If you were her coach, what would you tell her to focus on?
Well, for me, first and foremost, I think that she has the correct coach for her. Tyler Marsh is one of the best coaches I have ever played for.
I would say you played.
He was an assistant coach in Vegas. Mm-hmm. He's the most knowledgeable person. He's a great skill developer. I mean, he almost single-handedly turned Jackie Young's shot into what it is. And I say that, and I think she's in a great situation.
Okay. Well, that's Candace Parker letting you know right there. In her opinion, let's just be honest. She's telling you he's a great coach. At the very least, he's a very good developmental coach as far as taking a player's game to the next level. This could be her way of saying, look, if he can't elevate her game, help her elevate her game, then her game is probably not going to become elevated. Period. All right. So I think those are interesting comments. By the way, she did talk about Caitlin Clark.
Number of things that Angel can improve on, will improve on in the situation she's in. And I think Caitlin Clark has done that even in her first year in terms of, being able to be that floor general. Her and Aaliyah Boston's connection has really improved. And I think the thing about Caitlin, yes, she can shoot from the logo, but she makes her team better. And so I think just in terms for her, it's going to be moving. What are you doing without the ball in your hands? And I think it's going to be taking care of the ball for her, those two things.
Yeah, because she, I always thought her, as much as she was known for the logo threes and all that, it's her passing with how she can
100%
control the game. Just freakish floor vision. I know she had that 10 turnover game.
Yeah.
But that's something.
That's like a learning. I think all of us young turn the ball over.
She'll get better.
And especially when you're the focal point of the entire defense, you're going to have.
Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark's already the best point distributor in the league. That's already a thing. She's the best at it. You see some of these passes, and they're freaking ridiculous. And last year, and the media wanted to avoid this, Jamel Hill's not being fair about it either. She would make great passes to her teammates, and they couldn't handle them. I mean, that was a thing, and the ball would be turned over. And it was be like, damn, she fed you the ball, but they couldn't snatch it and make a play with it, And it became a turnover or whatever. They didn't have the same wherewithal to be ready. Aaliyah Boston looks like she has greatly improved that aspect of her game. By the way, you want to talk about power forwards? Angel Reese is a power forward. Aaliyah Boston's a power forward. Aaliyah Boston is light years the player that Angel Reese is. It's not even close. I mean, Aaliyah now, she's kind of fell back a little bit because Caitlin's not in there playing that Stockton Malone role, right? 2-man game. But, I mean, her improvement is very evident, and she has taken a step. Now, again, she needs Caitlin on the floor for that 2-man action that they got really worked out. You can tell it's something they have worked on. I think Angel Reese is in trouble, okay, from a basketball standpoint. I made a video yesterday. She may be done, and I'm talking about from the standpoint of what is she gonna be. I want to call her a great rebounder, but I can't as long as she misses so many of her own shots and gets so many of her own rebounds. I can't call her a great rebounder. And yeah, they seem to love her defense and unrivaled. That's great. I didn't watch it. I don't care about it. But she doesn't look like a great defensive player in the WNBA at all. And for somebody that's 6'4" to get blocked so much when trying to put a shot up, it's nuts. I think she's the most blocked player in the league, and it's because when she grabs a rebound, she's bringing the ball back down and then going back up with it. Well, yeah, you're going to get blocked because you're in there with Jonquel Jones and you're in there with Trees, for crying out loud. Brittany Griner and all these other players. You're going to get the shit blocked out of you in there. I don't know. It's I'm afraid that Tyler Marsh, who I actually kind of like, I think he's in a lot of trouble because I just don't know that the Sky as a franchise is going to want to come to grips with what it is Angel Reese is. They're liable to go through 4 or 5 coaches before they finally accept what she is, and it's not the superstar. It's the 5th best player on the team. She can't do anything offensively. She's a liability, in fact. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.